Shalom. Call hello Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem HaKodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect, tabernacle of David. All right. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with our World War III daily update. It's going to be a quick one. We'll start with Jeremiah 49 and 20. And this is talking about the Amalekites over there in our land. All right. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom. All right, so we're dealing with the Edomites here. And his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Teman was one of the main cities in ancient Edom. Okay. Surely the least of the flock, who's the least of the flock of the Edomites? The Amalekites, shall draw them out. Meaning they're going to start this World War III. And really they did that earlier this year when they started fighting right there in the Holy Land, okay? And everybody knows this to be true. Things were kind of quiet and calm there for a minute, but then everything just kind of blew up. I believe it was like in March, all right? Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them, all right? The Most High. Who's he? Surely he shall make their habitations, who? These Edomites, the Most High especially hates Amalek, all right? The number one identity thieves on the planet. Slocky, I'm looking for something. Let's see. Let's get this real quick. Let's see. Of course, it wants to hide from me. Okay, this is Exodus 17 and 16. KJV, for he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Okay. All right, so who's Amalek? Well, they're the ones over there calling themselves the Israelites. Okay. Because the Israelites look like this. That's what happened to them. Right? Israelites went into slavery. The Most High punished them for not keeping the commandments. All right? Okay, so with that, let's watch what these Amalekites are doing. All right? Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. What was that? Do that again. And so this is that perpetual war. All right? Okay. Where is it? Oh, Salaki, bear with me. All right. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right. Least of the flock. What flock of who? Flock of the Edomites. All right. let's watch Steckelbeck here. This is The Watchman with Eric Steckelbeck channel, November 1st, which was yesterday. Israel prepares for Hezbollah war with massive military and civilian drills. Okay, so here's your World War III.
Hey folks, Eric Steckelbeck here. Welcome to the Watchman Newscast. We've been telling you here over the past several months that Israel is preparing for a major confrontation to its north. I'm talking in particular about Hezbollah in southern Lebanon and Hezbollah and its Iranian master in Syria, Israel's northern front. Here on the newscast, we have called it the coming Great Northern War. Israeli officials say it's not a question of if, but when this conflict breaks out, instigated by Iran and Hezbollah, who are determined to establish a foothold on Israel's northern borders from which they can launch attacks against the Jewish state. Well, Israel is preparing for this, as I mentioned, and that preparation has intensified this week. Right now, the Israeli military, all branches of the Israel Defense Forces, are engaged in Operation Hewn Stone. It began this week. It will last for the better part of the coming month. And again, it involves Israel, every branch of the Israel Defense Forces, preparing in specific for the northern threat. What does that mean? Well, they are preparing for, of course, Hezbollah's rocket and missile arsenal, which they have stored in southern Lebanon, at least 150,000 rockets and missiles aimed at every inch of Israel, including at least a small number of those precision-guided missiles, or PGMs, that we've told you about here on the newscast. Folks, they do exactly what their name says. They hit the target with greater precision and accuracy. That is a red line. Israel will not allow Hezbollah to cross. More on that in a minute. So they're preparing for the missile and rocket barrages that would come in this future conflict with Hezbollah. According to Israel Defense Forces officials, they expect that Hezbollah would fire up to 2,000 rockets per day in that coming conflict with Israel. Now, just to put that into context, back in the May 2021 war, pitting Israel against Iran's other proxies.
Okay, May 2021. That was earlier this year. So that was what I was referring to. January, February, March, April, May. So that's what started this thing out. What the fighting that's going on right now throughout the world. We all know what's going on with China, Taiwan, and the U.S. We all know what's going on with Crimea, right? Russia and the U.S. All right. The fighting has began, but it began in earnest with what this guy is talking about right here, showing you that surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. This is where this thing started.
Pitting Israel against Iran's other proxies, Hamas and Palestine.
Salakia didn't go back far enough.
In conflict with Israel. Now, just to put that into context, back in the May 2021 war, pitting Israel against Iran's other proxies, Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad in Gaza, those terror groups launched close to 4,500 rockets against Israel over an 11-day span.
So they're going into commercial, and so it's more of the same, and we don't have to watch that. Just giving you a perspective on this is speaking of World War III. Where is it? Right here. All right. He spoke on it. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Now let's go here to Joel, find out what the Most High's plans are and what he's doing presently. Just start right here. Joel 3:1. Yes, in those days and at that time. What days? These days. What time? This time, when I restored Judah and Jerusalem from captivity. All right. Who's that? Who's Judah and Jerusalem from captivity? Well, here's the captivity. We're being restored right now. Okay. Restored to what? Restored to the kingdom of heaven, which is right here. All right. For the Lord, this is talking about the kingdom of heaven after this war. All right. Remember the word captivity, it can be swapped out for slavery. All right. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Who's Israel? These guys. They're the ones enslaved. What's Isaiah? And set them in their own land. Whoever's over there right now is not these people. All right. They're the Amalekites in our land that have stolen our identity. And it'll all be proven. You can thumbs down all you want, but the truth is coming out. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. That's more Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. All right. Now, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. The Israelites shall take the other nations and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them. What does that mean? Make them slaves. Shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, for slaves. And they shall take them captives. These people shall take them captives, whose captives they were. Does that not make sense? Who put these people in captivity? It's real simple. It's real plain to see. They shall take them captives, whose captives they were. Who captivated these people? Well, it's right here. Here's what the Bible is saying. Okay? And they shall rule over their oppressors. So the first shall be last and the last shall be first. That's what the Bible is telling you. Okay? The house of Israel shall possess them. Who? Their oppressors. Okay? Let's go to Revelation real quick. It's Revelation 13, start at 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. What does that mean? If you understand what this mean, what this is saying, then you understand it. All right. He that leadeth into captivity, he that leadeth into captivity, slavery, he that leadeth into slavery, where'd it go? He that leadeth into captivity shall, absolutely will, go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. Let's go back to Joel. And I will sell, where is it? Slovakia. Three and 8. And I will sell your sons and daughters into the hands of the people of Judah, and they will sell them to the Sabians, to people far off. Let's go back to that real quick. All right. See, the reverse of this is going to happen. This is Judah, the Jews. Okay. So when you read this, okay, let's start at 6. The children of Judah also and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. Where's the Grecians? Right here, the Grecians. You know Alexander the Greek, or who they call Alexander the Great? What happened after the Greek Empire? Then the Roman Empire. Still these people, the Edomites. All right. Right now we're in the Roman, this is the revived Roman Empire, so you still got the same Edomites. The Grecians are the Edomites, not the Greeks, the Grecians. All right. So when you read this, the children of Judah also, those Negroes, and the children of Jerusalem, them Native Americans and Latinos, have ye sold unto the Grecians that ye might remove them far from their border. What's this? They got removed far from Israel. Way over here in the Americas. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, right here in North America. Okay, hey, sold. What does it say? To be sold. Who? Negroes. Hey, the Jews. Okay, he shall put a yoke of iron around thy neck. Remember Kunta? Remember how funny that was? Kunta Kinte. Grits, dummy. Remember that? Who did that happen to? The Jews. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. Payback. What does recompense mean? Payback. And I will sell your sons and daughters into the hands of the children of Judah. Uh-oh. There's Judah. Your children are going to be sold. Look at this. This is going to happen to you. Okay? What is payback? What's payback for this? Well, that means that this is going to happen to you, according to God. You can get as mad as you want. Put all your thumbs down. And they, who's they? Judah, the children of Judah. And they shall sell them to the Sabians, the Africans, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. No, these are not Africans. Okay, these are Israelites from the tribe of Judah. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay, right here. Who got sold into slavery in America? It doesn't say Africans, it says Negroes. This Negroes goes back to what? Negroes goes back to the children of Israel. What happened? What happened here? What's going on? Well, this is what World War III is all about. What is World War III about? See? Now we got to get it. Now we got to get it. All right? God said, I will gather, let's read NLT. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I judge them for harming my people. Judge who? The armies of the world. I'm going to judge them for what? Why is God creating World War III? To judge them for harming my people. His people. Is this not harm? Is this not harm? Okay? It's got to be payback for this. God is not letting it slide. That's what World War III is about. World War III is about an ambush. I will gather the armies of the world down into the Middle East. What is Steckleneck talking about right here? Okay? Israel prepares for Hezbollah war. That's the troops being gathered into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay? And we're watching it go down.
That's a lot, right? Well, Hezbollah, we're talking 2,000 rockets per day. 4,500 over 11 days, 2,000 per day. Big difference. Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad, obviously very dangerous.
Where is that? Is that not in the Middle East? Right? What they call Syria, what they call Israel, what they call Palestine, right? Iran, Iraq. Is that not in the Middle East? Well, what's going on? Here's what's going on. God said, I'm going to take my people out of slavery. At that time, at the time of those events, said the Lord, when I restore the prosperity of Judah. What do you mean, restore the prosperity? I'm going to take you out of slavery and I'm going to put you back in your land, Israel. And whatever happened to you is going to happen to them that did it to you. That's what World War III is about. When I restore the prosperity of Judah and Jerusalem, the Israelites, I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I judge them for harming my people, my special possession, for scattering my people among the nations, selling them around the world. Okay? Sold. To be sold. Who? Not Africans, Israelites. God's chosen. Okay? Where's Deuteronomy? He shall put a yoke. You're supposed to get mad at this and say, no, that's not what it means. Until he hath destroyed thee, what is it, 40? Right here. This happened to the Israelites. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity, slavery. Yeah? Who did that happen to? Israelites, these are not African. They look like the Africans. But the Africans knew who had run down from Israel. They ran down into Africa to hide. From who? The Romans, the Grecians, the Edomites. Okay? These people who are not Africans, the Africans hate these people. And these people hate the Africans. All right? This is an Israelite. You ain't going to be able to raise your children. We're going to send the father out of the house, put you on welfare, and call you welfare babies and welfare recipients. Beggars. And you won't be able to do a damn thing about it. Where are we? Deuteronomy. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go to captivity. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. What curses? Because thou because you didn't keep the commandments that I gave you. Remember those 10 commandments? There were 613. You didn't keep them, so now I have to punish you. Right? Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee. Did that happen to who? In nakedness, yoke of iron. Wait a minute. Until he hath destroyed thee. This is talking about the Israelites, not the Africans. The Israelites. See these guys here in North America that were here before anybody else got here? Israelites. Look at that yoke. Yoke of iron. It happened. Okay? Yeah, but God did it. Yeah, he did. Okay? But what does it say? I will turn your recompense upon your own head. All right? This is why I will gather the armies of the world into the Middle East and judge them for harming my people. The nations. I will gather the nations. Who are the nations? All you nations. There will I put them on trial for what they did to my inheritance, my people Israel. All right? For harming my people, for scattering my people among the nations and dividing up my land, they threw dice to decide which of my people would be their slaves. Okay, so this is the reason for World War III. Most High is leading all the armies of the world into an ambush. And then he's going to judge them. What is he going to do? He's going to destroy them out of hand. Okay. Here's what's going to happen to them in this great battle. Once you get them troops down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, here's what's going to happen. Out of nowhere, the angels who travel in these things are going to make quick work out of these things. Okay? This is World War III. 2nd Ezra 13 and 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the men that came out of the sea. Who was gathered together? I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Same thing. After this I beheld, and there was gathered together a multitude of men. Right? After this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him, to subdue who? These were gathered together to subdue this guy, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and the angels. Okay? Right? And I beheld, and lo, that man, what man? The one you call Jesus Christ, whose name is Yahushua. He waxed strong, right? With the thousands of heaven, with the angels. Yahushua, the one you call Jesus, right? In their war chariots, swing low. They waxed strong with the angels. Okay? Now let's see. And after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together, that's them, to subdue him were sore afraid and fought it, and yet durst fight. They fought anyway. Now it describes the weapon systems of these chariots. And lo, as he saw them, as Yahushua saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been, laser fire, a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was gathered together, which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one. And burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. So when you go back here, they were gathered together for what? To get ambushed. And I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I judge them for harming my people. Well, what happened? They got turned to dust and smell of smoke. Okay? And burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. So they got ambushed. That's what World War III is about. Why? Because of this. And not just the Grecians. All nations did this. All nations had their hand at enslaving the Israelites, from the Babylonians, who were Canaanites, Africans, right? The Medo-Persians, who are the Russians, and the Iranians today, right? The Egyptians, we know what happened to them. The Egyptians are Africans too, okay? The Grecians, the Romans, everybody has to pay for what they did to the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what World War III is about, all right? And you could be mad all you want to, and show me how mad you are and frustrated that that's going to happen to you. Here's why you put the thumbs down, because this is your future in the kingdom of heaven. Well, we just read it. We just read Isaiah 14. We can read it again. After all the nations of the world have been subdued by the one you call Jesus Christ, the one with all the crowns on his head for taking down all the nations, this is what is going to happen. This is referring to the kingdom of heaven. All right? For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel, these people, the Native Americans and Latinos, and set them in their own land. The land that everybody's over there fighting over right now. Steckleneck he's telling you, they're fighting over our. You're not the Canaanite. You're not the Philistines. The Philistines are Africans. You have taken on the identity. You are the sons of Ishmael. Okay? And those Edomites, those Amalekites, are not the Israelites. Here's the Israelites, right? Here's what happened to the Israelites. Okay? Plain and simple. And we could prove it all day in the scriptures. All right? There will I judge them for harming my people. All right? That's what this whole thing is about. This is Joel 3:9. Say to the nations far and wide, get ready for war. Why? I'm leading you into an ambush so I can make smoke out of you and then go subdue the nation. Call out your best warriors. Let all your fighting men advance for the attack. Hammer your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Train even your weaklings to become warriors. Come quickly, all you nations everywhere, gather together in the valley of Jehoshaphat, right? Okay. Where is it? KJV real quick. Okay. Beat your plowshares into swords, pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, all you other nations, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither, what does this mean? Thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. This is God bringing his army into the war. Thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Here's the ambush. Okay, they're going to make quick work. In 1 hour, all the armies of the nations will be put down. Then the nations will be subdued, pursuant to Isaiah, right here. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. Take who? Their prisoners, all you nations. And the house of Israel shall possess them. Okay, hey, you're now our slaves. In the land of the Lord for servants and hemis, slaves. And they shall take them captives, all you other nations, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. See how the scriptures come alive when the truth is being presented? Did I get yoke of iron? Yoke of iron. Who did this happen to? It happened to the Israelites. Okay? The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt, which is America. This is spiritual Egypt. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. How did we get over here? And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. You shall be sold unto your enemy. Well, apparently these are our enemies. Hey, that's what the Bible says. What do you mean? What do you mean, Egypt? Egypt again with ships. This is our punishment for not keeping the commandment. Egypt again with ships. Revelation. Let's see that how America is Egypt. Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies, who? Were dead because we don't even know they were Israelites over here in America. You Negroes, you think that you're African. Somebody lied to you. No, it was the Africans that rounded you up and sold you to these guys, right? And their dead bodies, the Israelites, shall lie in the street of the great city. What great city? Babylon the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Okay, hey, so about America. Where are we right now? Where are these people right now? They're in America, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. So when you go back to Deuteronomy, Salakia, how do we get over here? On slave ships. And the Lord shall bring thee into spiritual Egypt again with ships. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, slaves. And he shall put a yoke of iron around your neck. All right, so it's plain and simple. This is what World War III is all about. It's about an ambush. Okay. I will gather, Joel 3 and 2, I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay. There will I judge them for harming my people. That's what World War III is about. So with that, didn't mean to go that far, but the Spirit took it there. All right. So with that, we hope that the elect were edified. Go ahead and put your thumbs down because your butt hurt about what is going to go on and who the kingdom is for. All right. Let's see who the kingdom is for. Out of sweet Jesus' own mouth. Okay. Let's see who the kingdom of heaven is for. This is Matthew 10 and 5. Out of Jesus' own mouth. These 12, what 12? The 12 apostles. These 12, Jesus sent out with the following instructions. Do not go onto the road of the Gentiles. Let's get this. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles. Oh, the Gentiles can make it too. Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. Listen close, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. At hand for who? The lost sheep of the house of Israel. Them. The kingdom of heaven is for them, where they will have slaves, where they will be the ones whipping, where they will be the ones taking children away. That's what World War III is about. Let's get one more. Can we get one more? See what old sweet Jesus said. Then Jesus went thence and departed, and da-da-da-da. And he answered not a word, and his disciples besought him, saying, send her away, for she crieth after us. But he, who's he? Jesus answered and said, what did Jesus say? I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You can't change that. He's only here for the Israelites. He came to save the Israelites. Okay? Take it further. Luke 1 and 60, what is it? 8. Luke 1 and 68, blessed be the Lord God of, who is God? He's the God of Israel. For he hath visited and redeemed his people out of slavery. Okay? And he hath raised up a horn of what? Salvation. Who is that horn of salvation? Jesus. For us, who's us? Israel, in the house of his servant David. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we, who's we? Israel, should be saved. Who's doing the saving? Jesus. From who? From our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. Why did God send his son Jesus? Right? Because our captivity, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we, being delivered, saved out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear. That's why he sent Jesus. Go to Romans. And the Apostle Paul is going to break it down. Paul's concern for the Jew. Paul was an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. They were calling him a nigger. All right? I say the truth in Christ, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my brothers, my kinsmen, my kinfolk, according to the flesh, who are Israelites. What pertains to Israel? To whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of God, and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came. Christ came for who? Israelites according to the flesh. Period. Period. What did he come to do? Save us from our enemies and the hand of all that hate us. Our time has come. Our time has come to get that payback and get set up in the kingdom of heaven in our homeland, Israel. All right? So with that, we hope that the elect were edified. We'll see you tomorrow. Shalom.